Welcome back to another edition of Our City. A few things going around the city of Elizabeth this week. Tomorrow, November 2nd, as this show is taped on Monday of the week, November 2nd, City Hall will be closed for Election Day. We encourage everyone to go out and vote on Tuesday, November 2nd. On Wednesday, November 3rd at 10 o'clock in the morning, I'll attend the grand opening of Atalanta Corporation located at 1 Atalanta Plaza. This facility has added a huge addition. They've been in our city now for about 20 years, and they have a huge new addition, which is a multinational food importer specializing in meat, cheese, groceries, and fish products from around the world. They worked with the City of Elizabeth and Elizabeth Development Company in creating a green opportunity in this new addition, and we look forward to showcasing it to the citizens of our state. On Thursday, November 4th at 6 o'clock, the historic Midtown Special Improvement District's annual art and music reception at Michelino's will happen. This event will feature musical performances, art displays from the Elizabeth Arts Council, and local artists. Refreshments will be served. For more information, please call 355-9600. And on Saturday, November 6th of this week, the grand opening of Queen Furniture. This new business is located at 329 North Broad Street. So if you need more information concerning these events or any other events, please call our Public Information Office at 820-4124. I mentioned earlier about Atalanta and making the addition a very green building. We've spent a lot of time in the City of Elizabeth developing a program on green energy with a $1.2 million grant from President Obama. And to join me on the program is Donald Travisano, who I've asked to coordinate this program and how it can benefit the residents of our city. Donald, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Mayor.
Well, you know, we've talked about the cost of utility bills and how they've increased dramatically over the last few years. And we've asked the residents of our city if they're interested in learning how to immediately and permanently reduce these bills. And so that's why you're here, because you've spent the last couple of months working on this issue, the money we get. And one of the things you and I spent time talking about was a revolving loan program.
Absolutely. Helping
some of these folks in Elizabeth use that money. So talk with us a little bit about the revolving loan program.
Well, thank you for having me first off. I appreciate it. And it's very exciting to be able to get this news out to the public because, as you mentioned, utility bills are what hit the residents in their pocketbooks. It's a monthly bill. It comes. It's not going away. But the good news is, under your leadership, we have a program that's going to give you immediate relief. As you mentioned, the Department of Energy was prescient enough to grant to the city $235,000 in a revolving loan program. That's what we did. We took that money. We are going to give it out in the form of loans, and the loans are going to range from 2 years to 10 years. And the interest rates are ranging from 0.5% to 2.5%. It's essentially free money, Mayor. But what's even more important is there are only certain things you can do with these loans. And they are energy efficient and conservation oriented. If you want new windows, energy efficient siding, if you want to upgrade your lighting fixtures to make them more efficient, this is the loan for you. Immediately, you'll see a difference. I had the opportunity today to sit in on an energy audit, which is the requisite to getting funding from the city under this loan. And the gentleman who was conducting the audit turned to me and said, I haven't been able to crunch the numbers, but I can tell you conservatively that if these folks do what I recommend to them, again, these activities would be covered under our loan, that they would see immediately a 30% reduction in their utility bills. So, for example, if their utility bills were $350 a month, you're looking at $200, $150 savings. And that's a big savings, Mayor.
And the program, you talked about it and kind of hinted at how it's being funded. The $235,000 is part of a larger grant. Maybe you could talk about how that funding process is working.
Sure. Well, again, I mentioned under your leadership, the City of Elizabeth was able to get $1.176 million, which was one of the largest amounts in the state of New Jersey. And as part of that program, we're doing several things. in addition to the revolving loan, we conducted audits of all of our energy audits of all of our municipal buildings. And at that point, we have upwards of $775,000 to implement the recommendations of those audits, be it either lighting fixtures or insulation, new windows, those types of activities. We also have approximately $150,000, which we're going to subgrant, and we're still developing the parameters for that. But first and foremost, the revolving loan program is our first launch.
Now, it helps the residents by reducing their reducing their energy bill. So how do they get that point? How do they say, hey, the city can help me reduce my energy bill, but what do I got to do?
Okay. Well, as a resident, the first thing you should do, let me backtrack a little bit. Wednesday, November 10th, 5 a.m. in City Council chambers.
5 p.m., I hope.
Excuse me, 5 p.m. I wrote 5 a.m., 5 p.m. The residents are welcome to come in. I'll be there, and I'm going to break this down in as simple terms as I can. There's nothing hidden here, no hidden costs. It's simple. It's simple interest, simple loan. Essentially, what you need to do is come in, fill out an application. The applications are available starting today with our EHIP staff. That's the Elizabeth Home Improvement Program staff. And once you fill out an application, the inspectors go out there. It's a site visit. The selection for the contractors are completely up to the resident. But there's a caveat with that, because the only contractors who are able to do this type of work are certified by the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities and the Business Performance Institute. So you couldn't just get the average handyman to come out there. You need an expert. And I mentioned earlier I was on a visit for an energy audit. The gentleman had thermal cameras and took measurements of everything. It was impressive. So the first thing that has to happen is an energy audit gets conducted.
So the application is in EHIP, which is on the first floor in City Hall.
That's right.
And the process will work first by filling out this form.
First, fill it out, and it's a simple form. There isn't much required. Sort of a pre-application. Your name, relevant information, the property information, and the like. At that point, you pick your certified contractor. He comes out. He does an energy audit, and he says to you, well, this is what you need to do. It could be, anything from windows and doors to skylights to simple insulation or outdoor energy efficiency siding. At that point, the energy audit is attached to the application, and it's then submitted for final approval process with the EHIP staff.
And the EHIP staff will go through this and decide whether you qualify for the loan.
It's a point system, Mayor, and if you achieve certain levels of points, then it's fairly automatic. And essentially, the only thing that could hold you back from getting the loan would be if you're in the middle of a bankruptcy, or if you're late on your mortgage.
What types of projects are we talking about?
Well, building exterior weatherization, air sealing, and thermal efficiency. So this is the outdoor envelope of the house. This is the stuff that's going to ensure that in the summertime your house is cool, in the wintertime your house is warm, and it's not drafty. It's not glamorous stuff, but it'll save you big bucks on your utility bills.
You talked about the interest rate. How much can one borrow?
The maximum amount is $10,000, although if for some reason the audit says we need $11,000 and here's the good reason why, then we take that into consideration. But generally, we'd like to keep it out at $10,000. The purpose of a revolving loan program is as the resident pays it back, we then take that money and continually loan it out so that the program lasts, ad infinitum.
And how are we protecting ourselves from the residents?
It's essentially a simple mortgage program in that council approves it. It's a lien placed on the house, and when it's paid off, the lien is removed. And in the event that you wouldn't pay it off, then it's
Now the forms are available today, so the program's been launched.
The program's officially launched today. Yeah.
Yeah, and the information sessions you mentioned November 10th. Is that
Yes.
the only one, or we have another one, or depending on what the interest is?
We are having one this coming Friday at 11 a.m. And that's open to the public as well. So you could either go to either one. or you can contact me.
Is this on the website yet, or is it going to go up on the website?
If it's not, it should be momentarily.
Soon. But right now, EHIP or what's your phone number?
My direct line is 908-820-4008, and my email address is dtravisano@elizabethnj.org.
And the revolving loan program is something unique. Not a lot of people are doing this, right?
No, Mayor. In fact, when I have continual communications with the Department of Energy, and when I mentioned that I was going to be on your show, the representative wanted to come down and view it firsthand, because the marketing efforts that we are doing are unique, and they're definitely, it's not something that other towns are doing.
Yeah, and it's something you and I spend a lot of time talking about, is a revolving loan program, because maybe instead of just $240,000 in helping X amount of homes, we can double or triple that over the course of the next 10 years by getting the money and then going back out and doing even more homes.
That's the goal, Mayor. I mean, the goal is to get this to as many residents as possible, and if we down the line have to solicit private enterprise to contribute to this loan, banks, you name it, we're going to go after it. We're going to go after these funds so we can get the biggest bang for the buck for our residents.
I want to thank you for taking the time to join us on the show, and look forward to seeing this plan get implemented over the next couple of months.
Great, Mayor. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. For Donald Travisano, please stay with us after these messages, where we're going to be joined by Assemblywoman from the 20th District, Annette Quijano, and Jonathan Phillips, talking about the Union County Community Gardening Program. Stay with us.